Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with season 2 of Dr. Stone. I'm so happy to be here. It was a long journey for the first one, but we're moving right along, and I'm excited to keep jumping into this really fun show. So we have episode 1 of season 2, which is called Stone Wars Beginning, and Lord, it is time that they began because we had a lead up to this for pretty much the last 10 to 15 episodes of the last season. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these interactions are going to go, who's going to win this battle, how it's going to go down, because I feel like it's not going to be straightforward at all, because this show does a really good job of kind of making things take interesting twists and turns that one wouldn't necessarily anticipate. So yes, in the last season, we covered a lot. We got to know Senku, Taiju, Tsukasa, and the girl whose name I always forget. My apologies, I might get it this year. But anyways, we got to know them, but mostly it was about Senku, and we got to learn not only how smart and innovative he is, but how charismatic he is without really trying, because, you know, he doesn't really try to be anyone's friend. I think with the type of personality and intellect that he has, it's not always been easy for him to make friends, but his natural curiosity and passion for science and the fact that he's very compassionate about his science and the fact that he uses it to help people and better the world, it kind of endears people to him inadvertently. And that's what happened with him when he ended up in this village, which he discovered was founded by his very own father thousands of years ago, because they managed to escape the petrification. And yeah, through that, he was able to get a lot of his scientific advancements ahead. He helped this village out in amazing ways, got them thinking outside the box, and basically brought them to a place where they're more understanding of the potential of science now than they ever were. And they really just can't go back to the way that they were when they first met him. So that in of itself is going to be a huge weapon against Tsukasa, because once you sparked the light of innovation in people, you can't go back to the same old, no matter how hard you try. So yeah, we ended the last season with Senku preparing. He created his cell phone because he believes that the only way that they could have a chance of fighting against Tsukasa's group is if they get the jump on them. And the only way he'll know the best time to attack is if he can communicate with his little insider moles there in Taiju and the girl, and get them a cell phone so that they can communicate over a long distance, which is something that Tsukasa's camp can't do at the moment. I'm excited to get into this because I love Senku, and this new village has been a lot of fun, but I do miss Taiju. I kind of want to know what's going on in Tsukasa's village as well, because I have a sneaking suspicion not everybody there is as down for the cause as they're probably saying. So anyways, without further ado, let's jump into this episode. But just before I do, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. If you did not know, I reacted to season 1, as I just mentioned. If you've not watched that, please do go back and check those reactions out. But otherwise, if you'd like to be updated on when I do uploads of this show and anything else you might be watching combined, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you'll be in the know. And if you're feeling some love, please show some love to this video. Hit that thumbs up button. Please do leave some comments below. Your girl appreciates it so much. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the episode right now. Senku-chan. Also, his brain just won't let him quit. Most of us would have. He needed to take a break. It's painstaking work. Do we have to call him Chan? Tsukasa's our enemy. Also, Tsukasa's so short-sighted that he doesn't realize that, you know, Japan's not the only place on Earth, that there's probably other people who've woken up and they'll figure this out and they're gonna revive adults. So, what are you gonna do then, Ape Man? Period. Senku's not a dictator, you dick. Tater. But she only made one. Which is? Okay. Okay. Cat's face. If my food looked like that, I'd be skipping dinner. So you guys can hide out for a long time. Bless his heart, he always tries.
アホほど寒い冬の戦場は地獄になる。だが俺らは科学でその問題を
Especially since he's wearing nothing but animal skin.
心も体もパワーアップできちゃうんだよ。
宇宙食やべえ。
It really isn't. From what I've heard, it's actually pretty gross.
どういう仕組みなの？
ラーメンを真空にする。空気を抜くんだよ。前やったやつだな。
Yeah, we did that with the bulbs.
ってラーメンを真空に？どういう
Just
こ
the
と？
air.
ふん。
Thank you, really. Sir, we gotta work on your facial expressions. Oh my god, we're still doing the naked.
これが宇宙ラーメン？
Not yet.
いや、ただの冷凍食品だ。こいつをアホほど軽くして部隊の機動力をぶち上げる。
We're gonna dry it.
フリーズドライ食品の爆誕だ。
フリーズドライね。聞いたことはあるけど。
Why wouldn't you put it in the cups first?
食材を凍らせりゃ中の水分は氷になる。
Now you need to get the moisture out.
食材はスカスカに乾いて超絶小さく軽くなるっつうわけだ。
Super delish. Please tell me you've got pants on.
これまで千空と作ってきたものを利用してできているのか
In such a short time.
フリーズドライラーメン。
Looks
お上がりよ。
delish. Nice. How are we gonna transport it?
まあ見てやがれ。
おーしかしこれ食べられるのか？
Try it.
新しいもんにため
A
られ
volunteer's tribute. Oishi.
できたぜ。
Y'all did not just eat all this freeze-dried food you just made. All right. I guess we had to sell everybody on the idea. All right. I was thinking that his dad brought his own version of freeze-dried ramen in space, so that makes sense how Senku knows how to do this in particular. He would have figured it out anyways, but... Aw. I like that these kind of are connecting him and his dad, even though they're thousands of years apart.
誰も傷ついてほしくない。
Oh, honey, I don't know if that's unavoidable.
もう戦いは避けられないのですね。
Not with that blockhead.
向こうのお仲間と携帯で連絡取れりゃ、司帝国無血会場も夢じゃねえ。
They do need more people. Desperately. And a few adults.
ちゃんと無事なの？
ずっと敵軍に潜入しているのだろう。危険じ
I
ゃない
mean,
の
they
か。
already don't know they're being followed, so...
千空の仲間だから相当頭キレキレなんだろうな。
In their own way.
あれだこいつら、1ミリも似てねえ。
Oh, the kids are listening to the music again. Music is huge. It affects children in particular too so much.
司軍のみんなもこのレコード聞いたらいい。
Well, actually, some of them would probably jump over this camp immediately if they heard that.
今さらびっくりズッキュンもないと思うよ。
Not destroyed, but
だ
moved.
いたいこんな音質じゃ。
An idea?
音質
What idea have you come up with? Again, share with the class.
うまくいけば本当に司ちゃん帝国無血会場で70億人を救える。
Oh, really? How so?
神が見ているのなら石神千空と朝霧源は二人仲良く地獄に落ちる。
You two are both the same kind of creepy. What is going on?
聞かせろ、メンタリスト。
Senku said, I'm not religious, son. Keep going.
帝国のみんなが一致団結しちゃった
Fear
求心力は何
And
でしょう。
being very dull.
司ちゃんはさ、霊長類最
Because
強
he
の高校
scares
生と
people.
負けない有名人。
超カリスマを用意すればいい。Hi, I'm Lillian Weinberg.
You're terrifying me. Please stop it.
一応ね、女声もいけんな。
That was more than faking, sir. We need to talk about it.
リリアン・ワインバーグです。日本の皆さん聞いてください。世界は滅びてなんかいません。復興して間もなく皆さんのもとにも救援がやってきます。
つまり、偽の希望で全員。
I mean, it could work. It could work because there's probably a lot of them exactly. Like I said, they don't want to be in Sukusa's camp on purpose.
地獄に落ちる。
I mean, yeah. Chrome, back to bed, sir.
これアメリカからの電話。世界
Sir,
は滅びて
I'm
ない
gonna
よ。
need you to just chill with that presto changeo. I mean, I think you're underestimating Sukusa, though.
いいのいいの。
Who cares?
司ちゃんとヒョウが 100億%の土下座
Yeah,
作
yeah, I
戦
think you
だ
guys are
な
both underestimating
そそるじゃねえか
Tsukasa and Hyoga. They're both very smart. And also, I feel like Tsukasa could beat everybody up in that camp.
今聞かされたから俺も共犯じゃねえか。
てめえが勝手に首突っ込んで
Right?
きたんだ
We
ろ
didn't actually include you.
クソでけえ携帯現地でセッティングする技術者がいいんだろ。顔割れてる千空より俺だろや。
He's got a point. That hair, noticeable from a mile away, sir. Yours too, actually, again.
3人仲良く地獄に落ちて
What a chant!
代わりに世界を
Let's do something totally awful together! Huzzah! Oh, that's sad. Don't do that, because she's not gonna like the fact that you destroyed her parent. That's the other thing you're not thinking of, Tsukasa. How many kids are gonna hate you, deservedly.
実行部隊は3人
Okay.
エンジニアにクロム
Mm-hmm.
携帯の運搬にマグマ案内人にゲン
Okay.
ホムラを逆サイドに引きつけてその隙に本体が出発する
A distraction is good.
の暴行とかのバルーンに詰めりゃ爆発しても威力はカスだが音
Oh
だけは
god, run, bunny!
天下
今だ行け逆サイド
Y'all better move as fast as your little legs can carry you, because that girl is a gymnast.
ストーンウォーズの回戦だ
You got this.
そそるぜこれは
Is it? Is it? It looks dangerous. More so than exhilarating to me. Okay, well, we've got a good start to the season here, guys. We are ramping up for what will inevitably be that confrontation. And I really like that they brought out the fact that we don't want this to actually be a war. Because, first of all, Tsukasa's side would probably suffer the most casualties with the size of the people. And not that's Tsukasa, Senku's side. Tsukasa's camp has got so many bruisers, and so many of them we've already seen who are very much looking forward to picking on the weaker, that yeah, it'd be bad. It'd be bad all around. And so we see that Ruri was like, wow, I really don't want, to see anyone get hurt. Like that would be the worst case scenario, because their village for the most part, as we've seen, is women, children, and elderly. So that would not be good. But we see that Senku doesn't want that either. Senku doesn't even want this battle. This battle is so stupid. But anyways, he just wants to figure out a way to get Tsukasa to surrender. And he's already thought about that. So he wasn't exactly sure. At first he was like, okay, if we can just figure out how to get the cave, we can get to the cave, we can get the revival fluid, and from that way we can start to build up our numbers, and then it's going to be something that will deter Tsukasa, because right now, of course, he thinks he's got it in the bag because he far outnumbers their camp. But we see that Gen got an idea. Gen got the idea that if the music that they're listening to on this very terrible quality audio has this whole village just completely captivated, he's like, well, just think about what could happen if we could continue to spread false hope. And so he came up with a great plan about saying that, what if we use the voice, or I imitate the voice of this person that all the people in Tsukasa's camp would recognize, and we tell a little white lie that, across the pond, everybody is revived and the world's come back together, and that the US is sending adults over and they're going to help everybody out and bring civilization back. Like, what would that do to Tsukasa's camp? Would it not cause some divisions? And he's not wrong. As I said last season, I'm certain that there's people in Tsukasa's camp that are only there out of fear or because they think it's the only way. But if they see what's possible, with the science, and also if they think there's another way to go back to the old world, they'll go back. They'll run and jump at that chance, right? So right now they're only doing this because, like I said, they're either scared of Tsukasa or they feel like there's nothing else. They're despairing, and they think that the only way that they're going to get food and shelter and protection is through Tsukasa. So yeah, it's a little, I say little white lie, but considering how despondent and disoriented that these people probably are, when they find out it's a lie, it's going to be a huge blow. And that's basically when Gen said, yeah, we're going to hell. He's like, when they find out, like, doing this, purposefully deceiving them like this, we're going to probably go to hell for it. But as I said in the episode, I don't think Senku is a very religious person. He's not that concerned. He's like, yeah, he's not happy about it. He doesn't like the idea of having to lie. But if that's what it takes to save lives, then, that's what he feels like they've got to do. So that's what they're hoping will happen, is that they can do this, convince Tsukasa's people to divide, and maybe corner Tsukasa and Hyoga and get them to surrender. and then the war will be over. But as I said in the episode, I think that Senku is underestimating both Hyoga and Tsukasa because they are both very smart. Like, as I said many, many times last season, Tsukasa is not just brawn. He actually is a really, really smart brain, and he understands a lot about the way that Senku's mind works, more so than I think Senku gives him credit for. And so anyway, it could work. I do think it will still cause people to start second guessing Tsukasa, but to think that Tsukasa is just going to give up easily, I just don't see that happening. As I said, I think he's stronger than everyone in that camp anyway. So if it came down to physically subduing, he probably could do that or would try to do it. But also, I just think that he'd probably find a way to possibly talk some of them back, right? Between him and Hyoga, they could probably come up with something to win back a good chunk of them anyway. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm not mad at I'm not mad at Senku for coming up with an idea because, yeah, how do you have a bloodless war? How do you win a battle without anyone getting hurt when there's people there who are willing to hurt you? That's not an easy thing to do. But hopefully this will be something that at least will throw enough disorientation into Tsukasa's camp that a full-on attack by him will not be possible, or at least that he'll reconsider doing it for the time being. That in itself would be a win too. So anyway, with that, we see that we have another scientific invention as well. They decided to make freeze-dried food, and basically Senku said that's because they're probably going to have to attack before spring, and in order for them to be able to keep food and travel with it and potentially have to be camped out with it, they can't be bringing cooking pots and, you know, all the things that they used to cook in their homes. They need something that's light and easy to warm up and cook that will take minimal effort and minimal attention, you know, draw minimal attention to them. So he created freeze-dried food because they'll be able to take a lot of it with them, possibly days or weeks worth, and that'll give them an advantage because he was saying that the other reason Tsukasa's group is not attacking in the winter is because they won't be able to bring their food, you know, all the, you know, to sit there, have to build a full fire and cook, go and hunt and do all the things that they'd have to do to prep food would take so long. Whereas at least if it's warm, they can do a lot more. There's a lot more in the land they'd be able to eat. So we see that Senku is right that there would be an advantage to them having that option of having that food and allowing them to actually attack early. So yeah, we got quite a bit done in this particular episode, and we do have a plan. We see that we've deployed the team now that's going to go in and get the cell phone to Taiju, who I was about to say how are they going to recognize Taiju, but I forgot they've got Gen with them. So yeah, they have to somehow get that to him undetected. And then, yeah, basically from there, the battle begins, right? We figure out when the best time is to strike, and we'll see whether or not the plan that him and Gen came up with will actually end up working. But like I said, I just feel like things are not going to go as linearly as they hope, but I'm glad it's a plan. It is a plan. So yeah, very good episode. Good way to start off the season, get us warmed up for what's about to come. Still nothing from Tsukasa's camp outside of one shot of him putting his hand on the head of a girl that still needs to be unpetrified. And we see that the hand of the adult has been broken off, and whether or not it was Tsukasa who did that or it ended up just happening, it just brought up an idea to me, as I mentioned at the end there, that I don't think Tsukasa is thinking about the fact that not everybody, all the children he revives are going to be down with him taking out their parents. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I think he really feels like these kids are going to look to him like a hero. And when they start telling him about himself, and we all know kids can be brutally honest, I think that's going to be a wake-up call for him. So anyway, good episode. Enjoyed it a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.